So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Monday, the 11th of August. Happy Monday, a new week. It's a national holiday here in Japan today, but not for us. We're still on the charts. To be honest, in the order book, there's not really too much to say on this, apart from the hourly node comes in around 116.5k. So expect that to be support. We've got some bids laddered in around 117.7, 117.5, all around just this recent low from I think that was yesterday, 24 hours ago, and some more underneath at 116k. Again, not really too much to say, but we do have bids stacked below us with nothing above us at the moment, and the long to short ratio is also majority short. So again, it looks quite good for a continuation. Expect there to be maybe a tiny bit of resistance up at the all-time high, which is I believe is 123k or just below 123k. But in general, this looks it looks very good. In terms of liquidity, we've taken a lot of stuff above us. Below us, we've got 116k, a lot where the orders were stacked, where I just showed you. So that'll be interesting. Definitely keep an eye on that. The node comes in 116.5. We've got a lot of long liquidity again, just at 116 as well. So yeah, and then more again at 112.5. But it looks pretty good, guys. We have taken a lot of stuff to the upside, and we are nearing the all-time high. So potentially we could see a little bit of a retrace. But again, it just looks good for more upside. Even if we come down and test levels bullishly, uh, it looks really good. So yeah, that's it for the data. Nice little quick run through the data. Let me keep the chat open. Good morning, good morning. Change my screen. Right, all good. So let's take this off for now. So Bitcoin, as we know, I did just mention 122.6 to 123. We might see a little bit of a pullback. Is the all-time high. We're getting overbought on the oscillator as well. But again, we've got the daily weekly open coming at 119. We've also got this resistance, basically 120 all the way to 119, this area, which we could potentially come down and test as support. Even if we come down into, this area, I think it's still going to be a bullish retest. And yeah, it just looks really good for more upside. We've done this now, so let's delete these. We've done that. We've done that. We've done that. It looks really good. We got the perfect test of the August on this candle on Friday after my stream, which was pretty much perfectly to a T. And then the breakout, we got another retest of this high. Again, like I said, the price action has been very organic. It's been very nice. And yeah, it looks really good in general. So not too much to say. We obviously are getting a little bit overbought, but again, the higher time frames have a tiny bit of room to run. It's still looking not too bad on the 12-hour. Let's just see where the combination band comes in. Looks like we're looking to break out, especially on this. If we can get a close above 121.5, it'd be looking really good. And again, this daily candle is looking amazing for a breakout as well. So as always, just it's looking really good. If the daily can close and then we can hold something like, just like in between there and the weekly open, it's going to continue. And again, just watch out for that stuff at 116.5, 116k. If we can take that, if we do have a retrace, we take that and we regain. It's still going to be looking very good for more upside. But yeah, it's happy days. This is a tiny bit worrying, but I do think even if we get like a little bit of a pullback from this daily combination bang, we can really hold something really bullishly on the daily and then just continue as the daily oscillator still has a lot of room to run on Bitcoin. But yeah, again, just looking really good and not really too much else to say. Let's actually have a look at the weekly while we're here. Just take all of that stuff off. Again, weekly candle looking really good. Creating some structure over here on the weekly, which is about, again, 119k. So yeah, this is going to invalidate the weekly bearish engulfing candle as well. We still got a little bit of room to run on the weekly time frame as well, and again, just it's looking really good. So let's also have a look at Bitcoin DOM. So Bitcoin DOM is definitely breaking down. Sorry, not breaking out. Let me just check the chat to make sure everything's okay. Yeah, everything's fine. Everything is fine. So yeah, this is looking really good. That weekly candle that we closed yesterday or this morning for me broke the low, broke a lot of stuff. Potentially might see a little bit of a bounce just from this low, but again, it's looking really good. And yeah, we might see a little bit of a flush back into Bitcoin, but again, these tests were really bearish in here on the weekly, and yeah, it looks like we're probably going to play out this bearish divergence and get the breakdown. So even if we do something like that, I mean, it's going to come into the yearly open at some point, and we're going to get our altcoins running really nicely. So yeah, daily, obviously new low, looking really good. Happy days. Happy. We do have a little bit of a CME gap below us. It's 118 to 119k. So again, we can really bullishly hold something like that. But again, nothing to worry about there at all. Let's have a look at the USDT dominance. Yeah, it would look like we're trying to make a new low on this daily candle. It's going to be an interesting close. But again, this just does look really bearish. We did a really bearish retest of this low. Wait, where is it? About here. We nearly held it, but we actually did a very sneaky, well, not too sneaky, but we closed below on the next daily candle, so it looks really good again for more upside in the market. Let's actually have a look at all of these weekly charts. Yeah, this is probably going to head towards 3.8 quite soon. The totals, we haven't actually looked at these totals in a while, but yeah, it looks fine. We are getting to the overbought area, and potentially if we do stop, it might bearishly diverge. But again, the move looks good for now, and just be wary about when this stops. If this is going to print a bearish divergence, doesn't mean it has to play out exactly when it prints, or you know, we could still bullishly retest and go again, as we can stay bearishly diverged for a little while. But yeah, that is something to keep an eye on and definitely keep in our brains. So yeah, the weekly combination band is also coming here. We're also getting overbought. I mean, yeah, that's definitely something to keep an eye on. But again, breaking out looks good. Nothing to worry about as of right now. And yeah, the total 2, which includes ETH, is coming up to all-time high resistance. So again, we might get a little bit of a pullback, but again, I'm not really expecting it to be anything significant. If we can close a candle with the combination bands arcing up like this, it's going to signal a potential breakout. But yeah, again, maybe a little bit of resistance. Nothing to worry about, but just keep it in mind. Total 3, again, we're at all-time high resistance here. This still has a lot of room to run, as we haven't seen the proper rotation yet, but kind of like a similar thing. We have done really nice tests here, so I would like to see us come all the way up to this weekly combination band, and then where we are right now, retest this resistance as support. That'll be really good for an altcoin rotation. But again, in general, looking really good. Market's looking nice. We're getting levels, we're going higher until we see some breakdowns. ETH Bitcoin. So yeah, this is a little bit of a. I guess I can take some of these off now. I'll take those off because that's been retested. Again, we've actually seen some really nice candles on this as well. Some really nice retests on these 2 weekly candles recently, and then a big pump up. I mean, we were talking about this last week and the week before, holding really nicely here. Potentially, I mean, it looked a little bit janky with the lower low close on the daily, but we have invalidated this now, and again, we can come back down and retest this as support. It's going to go higher, potentially up to 3.7, and then we're looking at 4.0 as the next targets on ETH Bitcoin. So yeah, we're just getting a little bit of resistance on the yearly open. It's to be expected, and ETH's had a really nice run. It's been outpacing Bitcoin recently. So yeah, again, we might see a bit of a pullback. Retest this, hold this, and we're gonna go higher into December. Very simple, really organic, really nice. Love to see it. We also got the hidden bullish as well. That actually closed with that sneaky close right above on the daily. When was that? That was last Monday actually. So yeah, love to see it. We love to see it. ETH, again, this looks really good. We've gained this level right here. Let's take that off because I think that's a 4-hour swing, but yeah. This looks really bullish. We're currently above the weekly open. This could see a little bit more of a pullback down into like 3.94k, and it would still be looking really good. But yeah, we've got a lot of support now to retest some previous highs. We got here. I mean, anywhere in this area is potentially good to hold now. Whoops, I meant to have my brush. Anyway, in this area from the top structure that we did last week as well is good to hold. I mean, that was not, was that last week? That was the end of July. So yeah, it's looking really good, and potentially the next level we're gonna go here is 4.6. So yeah, we love to see it. This weekly candle is also potentially arcing up the combination band. If this does start to retrace, the band will probably go straight. That's when we want to definitely see a hold of 4k on the weekly. Even a retest of 3.9 would be okay, but yeah, we would like to see holds there. Anyway, it's looking good. We'll love to see it, and yeah, we've got a nice amount of support below us at 3.9 to 4k now to retest. So that's the quickfire roundup of the general market. Does anyone want to look at anything in particular, or shall I just go over some of the trades that we were in from last Monday actually? So it's been another nice week for us. What were we in? So Popcat, of course. Popcat, I'm in from like 285, literally on this wick. It's looking good. Potentially crabbing up a little bit, but I still think this looks good for a continuation up into June, where we might see a little bit of a pullback. Again, looking fine. Already taken some profit. Stops at break even. Absolutely chilling on that. If we do get a pullback, we have actually tested all of this. So yeah, this might actually be gearing up for a little bit of a pullback, maybe deeper. We have tested this. We've tested this. We've pretty much tested everything that we need to test. We're testing literally this swing now, so we would like to see us bounce off and regain the weekly open for a further move up to June. But again, also looking really good at the moment, and I'm not really. I mean, I've de-risked, so I'm just leaving my trades at the moment. I should probably put my stops in profit, to be honest, because then if we do like something like this, I can just stop out in profit and then re-enter. But yeah, all good. What else are we in? Doge. We're in Doge. I think yeah, I was talking about 20 cents as being a potential area to buy. I got it at 19.9. Could have got it a tiny bit lower on this retest, but didn't. Still a really nice buy. Took a bit of profit here, took another bit of profit here, so I'm chilling on this trade as well. We do have potentially some levels below us to retest on Doge, so maybe something like this, which was resistance back here. You can see a few wicks over there, and we haven't actually retested it as of right now. So if we do make a new low from here, bearishly retest the weekly open. Personally, I'm not going to be shorting anything, but yeah, this could come down into maybe 2.3 to 2.5, and then potentially go for another go. But yeah, again, August been tested. Potentially got another low of the structure there, but yeah, just looking to long levels on the way down, and restack the long if the opportunity does arise. Let's actually have a look at. Yeah, we got the combination ban. I'm actually going to look at the liquidation. Oh, hello. Update this. Put it on bans. I saw Adrian using the bans, and I was like, that's actually really good for core liquidity. I want that on my chart. Okay, it's not working for some reason, but yeah. Yeah, potentially looking like it wants to retrace a little bit just because we failed this high, and but yeah, anyway, it's not really anything to worry about. If we do come back down lower, you can get a chance to get in if you are not in. So yeah, we've just basically got that and that as two levels that are kind of untested. So yeah, that's looking fine. Everything's all dandy on that. I'm gonna just check the chat. Pendle Ido. Okay, yes, I will do for sure. What else are we in? I'm in Bonk. I did talk about Bonk actually on my stream, literally when I was marketing in. Um, and now we've made a new high, which is nice. This was actually lagging behind a little bit, to be honest. And yeah, it's looking good. We've made a new high. I think we got in. When did we get in? I was literally on my stream somewhere. It might have been somewhere around here, literally just before this big 4 hour candle. I think it was right here. So that's where I'm in on Bonk. And uh, yeah, again, you got some support. You got the previous weekly open around 2.6. Looking good, even if we come down to retest that. And yeah, I'm expecting this to go up to the yearly open, or at least to 291. So that's good. What else we got? I mean, we're in injective. You already know. Got a really nice injective trade on at 2.1. This is still looking quite good. It's holding levels quite bullishly. Yeah, we've come up and retested this swing high quite nicely. Held that low. I mean, this is looking quite good for more upside, especially if we can close above this daily weekly open right now. We've got higher high as well on the recent price action. Again, looking really good for potential continuation. Whoops, I went a little bit too far back. Up to like $15 really, where I'll be taking another fat TP on my position. What else? Doge. Oh, Fartcoin actually did a massive dumpy candle recently, didn't it? So let's actually just have a look at this. Yeah, so this is just potentially doing its retest already, quite fast. We want to hold $1 and potentially regain this high structure of 102, 103, which we are kind of bearishly retesting at the moment. Looks a little bit more rough than the rest of the market, but I'm not worried about it. If we do come back down and test August, or yeah, I'll just reload a little bit more because I have taken profit around the Q3 on some of these wicks. This is probably doing the retrace move before anything else. So I would expect a lot of the altcoins retrace move, if they do retrace, have a little retrace move to look something like this. And yeah, hopefully we can hold something like that and this regain that high for more upside. But again, not too worried on it. Lots of support below. If we do come back down into lows, I'm just gonna reload. Nothing too crazy. Came up and hit resistance on this swing. Anyway, completely fine. Not worried at all about that. So yeah, if we do come a little bit lower, I might actually consider reloading the trade a little bit in between like 9.8 and $1 or something like that. $1, yeah. Again, I mean, I think I've been talking about Farcoin since May, saying that $1 to 90 cents is going to be just a great place to accumulate any Farcoin, and it looks like every single time we've got down into the $1 area here, 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 here. Went a little bit lower, to be fair. Here we actually went all the way to 80 cents. Again, here in the recent price action, it's been a good place to accumulate. So yeah, all fine and dandy, looking good. hype actually is doing really good. Really, really nice. Had a really nice step off. Gained this swing quite aggressively, and now we've made a new high from here, which is also the weekly open. So this looks really good, guys. Potentially we're going to have a little bit of a pullback in this dead zone here. Let's actually just see where the liquidations is. Yeah, we're above core liquidity as well. That's coming in around, again, this high. We've also got this high that we could potentially hold, which is just the daily weekly open as well. So yeah, again, you could potentially reload some of this at 43.67, around that area in here. And yeah, this actually does look like it wants to pull back a little bit, but it's had a really nice run. And I hope everyone's in hype. I mean, yeah, everyone probably is in hype, so happy days. Let's actually have a look where the combination band is. Coming a little bit higher, so we could potentially squeeze up to 48. But in general, the daily's looking really good, and we probably won't see daily resistance until 49. So real resistance between 48, 48, 5, 49 area. But yeah, we love to see it. It's looking really good, and yeah, happy days. What else? Sui, again, quite similar to Injective. I definitely gave Sui an Injective during streams. I gave these levels 3.33 and Injective 12.1 as areas for a bounce, and they played out really nicely, actually, pretty much perfectly. Again, you could have definitely gotten this retest as well. We've done 15 to 20% moves on everything, so yeah, you guys probably should have. You probably have taken a couple TPs, and you're just going to leave the rest with the stop in break even or in profit if you know what you're doing. Well, you guys do. So yeah, happy days again on Sui. This potentially looks like it wants to squeeze a little bit higher into the yearly open as well, about 4.1. Where if we were to do that now, which would be really nice, then we could talk about in between the weekly open and this high structure from the weekend being potential bullish retests of the highs. But yeah, really nice price action on this. This has had a good move as well. I think that's about it. I'm in some other stuff, but I don't really want to go through everything too heavily. I mean, we talked about Tau being good buy at 330, 340. Link's doing a really nice move. Yeah, let's just have a look at Per as well, because Per finally seems to be moving after a while. Yeah, again, this looks like we're potentially wants to have a little bit of a pullback, but we are above the daily weekly open, and we have retested this high structure as well bullishly. So, and we've also tested that swing. So potentially the price action looks like it wants to go a little bit higher. We obviously are super overbought on the 4 hour, but we can stay up there for a little while. We've wicked into the combination band once. So again, not really a place to take new positions on, but yeah, it could squeeze a little bit higher up into June, and then I'll be taking another fat TP on this. And then we can talk about potentially holding the weekly open bullishly and reloading some of these levels. Oops. Let's have a look at where this core liquidity is. That's not working. Let's have a look at where the daily combination man is. Okay, that's fine. Let's see if the liquidity. Okay, that doesn't work. Right, fine. So yeah, that's about it for that. Nice little quick update of the trades from last week and the general market. Love to see it. It's been a really nice bounce. You should be probably at least 40% out of your positions by now, maybe even 50. Just leave the rest. Put your stop in profit. Absolutely chill. If we get some nice retests and some bullish if we get a nice retrace and some bullish retests, then you can reload your trade. But yeah, let's move on to the chat and see what you guys are looking at and what you guys are in. So on Pendle from 4, okay, let's have a look at Pendle, because Pendle does get put in here sometimes, doesn't it? So yeah, this looks like it definitely wants to retrace, and just from looking at this, you've got two massive wicks. That's also the December level. Let's actually just go on the daily. So yeah, we're all the way up at this high structure. Well, actually, the low of this structure from back in December. So again, really nice move. Looks really good. Definitely wants to have a little bit of a pullback. We're failing the weekly open, so you should take a bit of profit. I mean, you probably have taken some profit already. Um, Yearly open November untested levels. Also the high structure from in here. Definitely an area to keep an eye on to potentially reload. If we do something a bit more dear, it's going to be something like that. The Q4 where the 786 comes in. I don't think we're going to go lower than that. I mean, to be honest, with the way the market's looking, it's probably likely that we're going to hold this. Just be careful. If we do come back down into this, you might wick below and regain, and then you have the potential to do a lower high and then come all the way back down into 786. There's potential for that. You just need to be aware of the possibility. But again, it could also just bullishly retest and go make a new high. So, yeah, that's Pendle. I think it's going to retrace at least the yearly open. Then you could talk about having a bounce up to the weekly, either do a low high and maybe go into the Q4, or it could even higher low again and then start sending from this. That's the two options, but it looks really good. Why is this not working? That's a bit annoying. Let's have a look at what the daily combination band is. Yeah, it's just above. This definitely still has room to run on the daily time frame as well. We've got the hidden bullish on Wednesday last week. But yeah, that daily candle, this daily candle right now is definitely a pullback candle for sure. But again, we've got some nice structure in here to potentially hold, and also the high structure from the end of May as well. So yeah, happy days on this. You're in from $4, so yeah, you've probably taken a TP on the yearly open. You've probably taken a TP on December, 20 or 25% either. So you're probably 40 to 50% out of your position. You can put your stop in profit somewhere around here, and absolutely just chill. Absolutely just chill on that position. It's looking really good. LDO from 90 cent. Let's have a look. LDO USD. Yeah, so this had a nice move on the daily. We're hitting this low of the swing from this daily structure. Again, this daily time frame has room to run. Combination band potentially arcing up. A lot of room to run on the retail stablecoin demand, and the oscillator potentially could see a little bit of a pullback from here. But again, we've made a new high. This is going to be an area to potentially retest bullishly, and yeah, it looks really good. Let's have a look at the 4 hour. Yeah, again, we're getting some bearish divergence. We're super overbought. We're getting some wicks and a candle. You definitely don't want to short this. I mean, if we break the daily open, weekly open, and bearishly retest it, you obviously could. I wouldn't recommend shorting in this market because you could just get blown out. But if you wanted to hedge on another exchange, feel free, because I think this is definitely due a retest around here. 128. But if you're in from 90 cents, again, you've got some really nice positions. Potentially, I mean, you're at least 2 TPs in, and you can just put your stop at like $1 or something and just absolutely chill. Same thing. Banana. I've heard a bit about banana. I actually don't own any, but um, yeah, banana. What is banana, by the way? Do you know what this is? So this doesn't look bearish by any means, but it does look a tiny bit more bearish than the rest of the market. And what I mean by that is we do have a daily close below this swing. Again, we've bullishly retested June, so it doesn't look bearish in the slightest. But what you could see is a little bit of a pullback from the high, and then a higher low, something like this. It might take a little bit longer to break out than the rest of the alts in the market. But again, you're in from 22. Yeah, you probably want to just take some profit here, de-risk the trade, put your stop in around just 23 or just around break even, and then just chill, because you could see a retest of August, which is also this high here. That comes in quite nicely. Let's have a look at the daily combination, man. I mean, nothing too much to say on that. 4 hour, potentially failing daily weekly open. Again, you could come down all the way into August and retest this, and it would still be looking fine. But yeah, that's something that you definitely want to de-risk for sure. I think you're going to see something like that, maybe a couple wicks into the combination band, and then a bounce up into the weekly open. But yeah, market's looking good. It's trading very nicely right now, and there's lots of opportunity. Again, I'm not really big on shorting at the moment, but you definitely could if you want to. I wouldn't recommend it, but there's potential for a pullback down into here. Not sure, but it runs hard. Yeah, banana. I've seen some people on Twitter talking about banana. What's this move? I want to just do a measured move on this from 9th of August. 23%. Yeah, not bad. It's running quite similar to the rest of the market, to be honest. So yeah, let's maybe have a look at some of these altcoins that are lagging behind. Some of these yeah, that looks like it wants to squeeze up into Q3. Turbo finding resistance on this high. Nothing crazy to be expected in this area. We've also got some overlapping resistance. Getting some bearish divergence here. That's probably going to play out, especially if you don't gain the daily weekly open. It could come back down all the way into here potentially. That would still, I would probably bid that level. If it came all the way back down into August now, I would definitely bid that level on turbo. Yeah, that's actually untested as well, so I want to be alive to that. I'm definitely going to set an alert around 4.6 on turbo. Pengu's just squeezing up. Again, this looks fine, especially if it can hold some bullish stuff like here. I mean, you probably are going to go higher. It's overbought as hell like the rest of the market, and we have failed the daily weekly open right now, so we could see a little bit of a pullback, but again, it looks fine, and you want to hold something like in here to continue. Actually, probably the high structure here. What's happening with Whiff and Pepe? Yeah, Whiff, looks okay. Doesn't look too bad. Actually held that low quite nicely. Potentially doing a higher low right here. Also got a higher high. Not bad. Not sure if I'd bid it now, but definitely doesn't look too bad, especially if we do something like that. Then it's going to be looking good for a further breakout. What's happening with Pepe? Pepe looks pretty decent. Did a nice retest of that low and held. It's also this high over here. Currently, if we can get a close above that daily weekly open, especially the one uh, for the US Open, this could potentially squeeze up all the way into like 1 1 2 1 3 1 2 9 1 3. So that's definitely a potential trade to watch in the near term. But in general, just let your trades run, and if we get a more deeper retrace, then you can just reload some of your trades again, and maybe pit some stuff that you didn't get on at the start of last week. Last week, yeah, at the start of last week. Can you look at Sol? Yeah. Oh, I have been skipping Sol a lot recently, haven't I? So yeah, Sol is currently above its daily week open, which is nice. Again, super overbought in the 4-hour oscillator, getting to the end on the retail stablecoin demand. We do have 2 wicks into the combination man, so that is a bit of a warning signal. But again, we haven't broken down yet, and until we do, you can't really short anything. We've done some nice bullish retests. I don't know why the liquidation thing isn't working, but we've done some nice bullish retests of this high structure here uh, from Sunday, which is quite nice. And in general, again, that was the low structure from the end of July, the high structure from the weekend. It looks good. It looks good to continue up to the yearly open um, until further notice, and then you might even go to 193. This little hip here, which would be super bullish if you could squeeze all the way up into here and then bullishly backtest this area. It's just going to get really crazy really fast. If we do that, it's going to get really crazy, and everything's going to run super hard. But yeah, looks good. Does look like it's kind of losing a bit of steam, so we could see something like that, maybe a little bit deeper into August. But again, it looks fine, and you know it hasn't broken down yet. So yeah, it looks good in the short term. If you're looking to maybe like, let's actually just have a look at the daily quickly. Is the liquidation going to work? No, it's not. I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah, definitely has room to run on the daily. Let's have a look at the hourly time frame. Yeah, it got some overlapping resistance coming in around the hourly combination band. Not really too much to say. It hasn't broken down yet. Still in an uptrend. And yeah, if you're looking to get something on this, you maybe want to wait for a little bit of a retrace. But yeah, kind of just in between resistance and the weekly open at the moment, so it's kind of like a no trade zone. Again, it definitely could bounce if the weekly open and squeeze up into the yearly open. It's not crazy, but it's just a bit of a risky trade to make, to be honest. I'm not really a big fan of that, but obviously if you have a system and your risk is fine, feel free. I mean, if we go down to the 15-minute, you're looking at just like holding here now. If you really wanted to sketch something out, or like a dip into this and then a regain, you don't want a 4-hour close up below the weekly open. So yeah, I mean, damn, we've run through a lot in the last 40 minutes. That was a really fast market update. Um, anyone else looking at potentially anything on spot? I mean, it might be time to start talking about micro caps for a potential, uh, big alt rotation at some point in the future, maybe September, October, November. Um, I've been very, I've been trying to stay away from micro caps a lot recently, just because obviously we're not in that crazy part of the alt season yet. But it might be time to start maybe looking at some that I was quite big on like a year ago or back in December. I mean, a year ago it was the summer bottom, wasn't it? So let's just look at the daily. Yeah, last last. Wait, no, that's not last June. Not here we go. Wait, that's not even a. Yeah, that's sorry. I'm talking about April, and then a year ago was this. So yeah, might be time to start talking about some micro caps. So if anyone has anything they would like to share, feel free. If not, I'll have a look at some maybe this week, and probably check out some that I was quite interested in earlier on in the cycle. Oh, let's actually have a look at Floki quickly. This looks a little bit more bearish, just because we did make a new low on the 4 hour. Was that a sneaky close? Yeah, it's a sneaky close low on the 4 hour. Currently, you're failing the weekly open, and we haven't made a new high yet. So this looks like it wants to pull back for sure. And it could just do so into this area. August is actually untested, so maybe into this area here. Well, potentially bid it, but we do have some hidden bullish divergence that did just print. So if you can regain the weekly open, it's probably going to rock up to September quite fast. If not, I'm going to set an alert on August in case of a pullback, or maybe just a little bit higher than August in case it gets front run. But yeah, in general, looks good. Looks good to continue. Might get a little bit of a pullback soon as Bitcoin's nearing the all-time high, and a lot of alts do look a little bit cooked on some of the oscillators. Again, the daily has room to run, but watch for some failures of the weekly open, some bearish retest. I would not really short right now, but if you come back down here, then you can catch some more longs. If not, we're gonna probably squeeze higher. And for example, like on Sol, if we squeeze all the way up into here and bullishly retest that, it's just gonna get really crazy really fast. If not, we're gonna go for a bit of a deeper retrace down into August. But anyway, nothing too crazy, and it's still looking giga bullish. So everyone, happy days from last Monday, which was round here, where we were saying, you know, we're gonna get long for the bounce. You had another chance in the retest on Wednesday, and now you're probably two or three TPs into all your positions, and your stops to break even, and again, all in profit. So yeah, it's happy days. Like even this Pepe position that I didn't take. Look at this. It's just really nice stuff, isn't it? That's just literally hit perfectly. And did... How much did this do? Yeah, 27%. It's a nice move. It's a very nice move. But yeah, potentially like things like this, which are just cooling off a little bit, but holding the swing that we did from Friday in the weekend, could go for a round two, as this is holding quite nicely. So yeah, you just don't want to lose. You don't want to lose that low, and you want to gain the daily weekly open, and this could potentially like squeeze all the way up if we don't get a pullback in the market. AI memes starting to wake up. Ark, Snay, and Griffin. Yeah, I do own a nice bag of Griffin. Is Ark Soul? Ark's no. Snai I'm not really aware of, but it would be nice if I like that you've said that, because I was just thinking about potentially it's time to look at some of the micro caps for like a rotation. So it's nice to hear you also potentially talk about that as well. I definitely do think it is time to potentially start nibbling at stuff like that, because it does feel like we're getting towards the end of the market cycle. But let's have a look at some of those then. Was it ARC? I think it's this, right? Yeah, that's a good pump, isn't it? Let's just measure the move from Sunday. Damn, yeah, look at that, 43%, 73 from the low. Obviously at some resistance right now. Could do definitely a pullback all the way down to, I mean, you've got multiple levels in here. You got a swing there, you got a low swing here and a high swing there. So you got a couple levels. You probably got a 786 coming in around there as well, around that swing. So I'd say this would be the sweet spot on that right there. But you also have the potential to come here and hold quite bullishly and then go for another go. That looks quite nice. Let's have a look at graphene. Yeah, this is nice to see. I like that, 73% from the low. Having a nice pullback right now. This is probably just going to go back down into here and hopefully hold that swing. You've even got this level around. It's a little bit higher. I mean, it's around there as well, but that's already been tested, to be fair. So, yeah, you want to hold in between 4.3 and like 4.15-ish for graphene. But yeah, that also looks good. You're right, they are waking up, and we love to see it. Oh, we love to see it, don't we? Yo, this is gone absolutely nuts, bonkers. This still doesn't look amazing, but we have done a new high from here, right there. So that looks good. We came up and tested there. That looks good. That's nice. 4 hour, we're above June. That's nice. Got some stuff to retest down below. You got this swing in here, which is just basically this little, that little bit around here. I'm not even going to mark it out. And then you've also got this low, the structure, which is around, let's just say the weekly open, just for simplicity's sake. But again, that's probably, that looks really good, because it's going to bullish. It's going to try. I'm not saying but it's going to try and bullishly hold this. Whoops. Brush, please, sir. It's going to try and hold that, which is also the June level here. And then yeah, it could go down even further. It could even go down into here. But yeah, it's gonna do its thing. This is a crazy move though. I don't know if it just looks big or if it is 300. Yeah, that's absolutely bonkers. That's nutty bonkers. Nutty bonkers. ETH, yeah, ETH. ETH looks fine. Potentially bearishly diverging on the daily time frame, but we're right now above the weekly open, which is fine. We haven't broken down right yet. We've got a lot of support below us. I was talking about 3.9 to 4, which is basically if you just go on the weekly time frame, you can literally just mark out like this and that. So you got the high structure from the start of last week around 3.9, and then you also got 4K, which is just this little bit in here to potentially bullishly hold if we do fail the weekly open. So there is a scalp if you close a 4-hour candle below here and bearishly retest the weekly open. There is a scalp where you can put your stop above here. Let's just see what the stop would be. About 2%. So yeah, risk is fine. There is a scalp play, but personally, I'm not really looking to short the market. There's obviously some potential setups there, But I'm just looking to like reload if we get back down, and even if we come back down into here, not really too worried. I think it's going to squeeze 4.5, 4.6. Let's go. But yeah, this 4-hour combination band is also coming in there as well. So I think if we do get back down into there, it's probably just going to bounce up. And then, you know, if we don't get above the weekly open on the, if we do the retrace to 4394 in here, and we don't get above the weekly open, then we can talk about maybe a deeper retrace. But as of right now, it looks like it wants to go. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of setups there. I think I've rattled through 20, 30 setups in this really short period of time, including shorts, of course. But again, if I was at home and I was sitting at my screens 8 hours a day, which I'm not because I'm in Japan, but if I was, I would potentially take some short scalps just if the risk was 1.5% maybe. But I'm not really too keen on it at the moment, just with how the market's looking really bullish, and you know we haven't failed the weekly open yet, so we could just squeeze even higher after America opens. So just be cautious. You want to, if you are looking to take it, you want to see a close below and then a failure of the weekly open secondary, and then you could just take it down into here as a scalp again, and then you can reload 3.9 for, you know, it's pretty much the same on all alts, the playbook. I'm long from 4183 yesterday. 4183. Yeah, it's fine right now. You're holding the weekly open. You've also got this bullish retest of this high on the hourly. Well, pretty much here and there. So it's fine right now. You've got support. But, you know, it does have the potential to do something like that. So just keep an eye on it. I don't think, it's not that I think that's going to happen. I'm just saying there is potential for that to happen. But as of right now, I mean, we've got a new high. We're holding the weekly open. Just hold your trade. Make sure you got a stop in. And yeah. Potentially bear diving as well. Mm. What do you think about altcoins like AR? Do you think they will get back to their all-time high from the previous run? Let me have a look at AR. So I don't know what this is, but usually I would just say that any coin from last cycle which is went to a decently higher market cap will probably 9 out of 10 9 out of 10 of them will probably never reach their all-time high again, unfortunately. Just due to the dilution of coins, the amount of coins in the market. Um, doesn't mean it can't do a nice move up, but I definitely don't think this cycle. And usually old coins, they don't ever get to their all-time high unless they have a really good product or they consistently build in the bear market. So I do know, obviously, like Sol, Injective, you know, like there are some coins that go and do crazy stuff, but in general, I would say no. As a general rule of thumb, that old coins don't perform well, but it doesn't mean they can't. So um, it's very, very simple on this. You've got resistance of this swing here, which the low has been tested twice. Looking like it wants to come and pull back. If you can hold August, or do a higher low even off June, and then break this high, it's going to be potentially looking good to go and squeeze all the way into the yearly open, which would be a nice move. I would be a little bit cautious of stuff like this though, personally. But in short, the answer would be no. We should actually put this weekly level on there. Yeah. Did get close above, so not looking too bad. Again, I'm not really a big fan of stuff like this. What did it do? Yeah, it did basically a 50x. And then this bull cycle, it did an 11, it did a 12x, which is not that bad, and then it just died 90%. So it's also made a new low. Wait, has it made a new low? Hold on. We actually just need to do some really... Okay, it hasn't made a new low, but it has made a new low from there. I don't think this is going to even get above 50, to be honest. Saying that, on the oscillator, this looks really good on the weekly time frame. You're basically having consolidation price action and really bullish action on the oscillator. So again, if you get that breakout of this swing here, it's a very, very simple move up to the yearly open. But yeah, I just don't really touch shit like this, to be honest. TP'd 4-3-20, but got half running. Yeah, just put your stop at break even and you're chilling, bro. You're absolutely chilling. So yeah, I think that's about it. That was a really good one, actually. I'm very proud of how precise that was, and it's underneath an hour as well. So yeah, again, it's looking good. Potential for a pullback. If we do get a nice little retrace, then we can talk about loading up on some new levels. As of right now, I'm absolutely just not doing anything with the rest of my positions. I'll let them go higher if we want to grind a bit higher. If we do start seeing some breakdowns, like I showed you guys on ETH, then again, there's some scout plays to be had, but I probably won't be taking them just because I'm not really at my laptop that much. And if we get a little bit of a deeper retrace, if we start getting the breakdown, which kind of looks like we are, we can talk about maybe long as some. I mean, this is not ETH. What am I talking about? I thought I clicked ETH. If we do start getting the breakdown, which is a close below here, and then a bearish retest the weekly open, then yeah, we can talk about long in some lower levels. But right now, not too much to say. Definitely keep an eye on the 4-hour close and the American Open for Viking stream. It is starting to look a little bit toppy, especially as we had we've had weekend pumps, so we've obviously got CME gaps below, and a lot of the time weekend moves they retrace. But yeah, if we get back down, I'm going to be longing. So yeah, happy days. Enjoy the pump. I hope everyone made some good money from last Monday. We've actually been smashing it in here. I mean, I know Adrian's been smashing it. I know Egil's been smashing it. I know everyone's been smashing it, to be honest. I haven't been able to jump in anyone's streams because they're all at like 2. Sometimes I come into Adrian's a little bit because he starts at like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. But I haven't been able to jump into anyone's streams. But I am going to be back next week. Next Thursday or Friday, I'll be back in UK. So it will start around now, which is 11 a.m. UK time. So yeah, I'll finally be back home and I'll be a little bit more active in the chats. Arweave looks decent in the dev area, so wouldn't worry too much. Okay, well yeah, if you've researched like I said, if they steadily built during the bear market and they have a good product, then it could definitely do something. But generally, coins like that don't go back to their all-time high, unfortunately. Just look at EOS. I mean, EOS was kind of uh, it was outdone by other projects that came out later, but I mean, what is what you have to look at is what's the market cap of Arweave right now, and it would have to do like a 15x to get back to the high. So you do the math and think if that's realistic this cycle. I can already tell you that it's probably not. But yeah, anyway, thank you for joining in. Have a great week, everyone. You're all legends. I hope everyone's doing well. And yeah, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Back in London soon, don't worry. Let's talk about the cycle completely different with all the ETFs. Yeah. It's slightly a little bit longer, but super cycle, I mean, they say that every year. So I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it. I'm not going to count on it. If ETH gets weekly closes above its all-time high, then maybe. Maybe. And even then, ETH should do 100% off its all-time high in a bull market. It should do that anyway, as a bare minimum. Bare minimum. Well, not bare minimum, but if Bitcoin's going to do about 100% from its all-time high, which is what 140k, maybe a little bit less, then you would expect ETH to do at least 100% from its all-time high as well. Didn't have Pengu ETF. Like, stop joking around, mate. Pengu is lit. But yeah, anyway, I'll speak to you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye bye.